Hello, I'm Blaze, and welcome back to Warframe. I'm behind as usual, but I was excited to get my hands on these anyway, especially after the animations were revealed to us. Let's get more in touch with Eastern martial arts with the Ninkondi. The Ninkondi are the first of a new nunchaku weapon class in Warframe, and weapon a fast, multi-hit focused attack pattern with a lot of status chance and some of the prettiest animations in the game yet. Originally exclusive to the Chinese version of Warframe, they were brought over for us after the exclusivity period expired. You can pick up the Ninkondi blueprint from the market for 20,000 credits, and the crafting requirements in the foundry will require a further 20,000 credits, 4,000 ferrite, 1,200 polymer bundles, 800 plastids, and 2 argon crystals with a mastery rank requirement of 0. Although, with needing argon crystals, you probably aren't going to be picking them up right away as a new player unless you have a friend to bring you along. But those argon crystals are the only semi-problematic material required, with the rest being pretty easy to get in large quantities. Alternatively, if you really want to channel Bruce Lee right now, you can instead pick them up pre-built along with their own weapon slot and a pre-installed catalyst for 175 platinum. We're in new territory with the nunchakus, and they have a few noteworthy stats to set them apart from some other weapons. The actual damage at 45 isn't anything especially noteworthy itself, but it is pure electrical damage, which is ideal for elemental combos with radiation, magnetic, and corrosive damage. Going along with that is a baseline attack rate of 1.0, which allows the nunchaku moveset to lay out strikes at a reasonably rapid pace. Its critical stats aren't much to write home about, at a 10% critical hit chance and a 2.0 times critical damage multiplier, but the real star here is the very substantial 35% status chance. This is among the highest status chances for any melee weapons in the game, and combines perfectly with the single type elemental damage, allowing you to very reliably lay down the status effects you actually want without having the possibilities diluted by physical damage types. Along with this, it unfortunately comes along with no innate polarities, which isn't actually such a big deal for melee weapons honestly, and its stance polarity is fitted with a D, matching the new Atlantis Vulcan stance. Speaking of Atlantis Vulcan, this is really what you need to make the Ninkondi shine. It's an uncommon mod which can drop from guardsmen on Ceres. If you don't have it, running some defense missions on Ceres tend to spawn them in reasonable numbers, and I got the stance after a few attempts. It brings out the rapid multi-hit nature of the Ninkondi, and as I already stated, has some of the best animations yet, so it's a real pleasure to play around with. The first combo is Molten Whirlpool, with a 2-block-4 combo, and is the most basic moveset, but it's pretty easy to pull off, and it does come along with a few cool moves and its own multiple hits. The second combo is Blazing Vortex, with the input of 1 hold 2, and along with multiple hits, comes with a significant amount of forward travel. The second strike, where you hold your melee button or key down, sends the Tenno into a spinning leap forward, with the final strike of the combo spinning the nunchakus in front of them like a helicopter blade as they slide in the direction of your aim. This is great for a gap closer, dealing with a line of enemies, and the last strike can be redirected at will throughout the entire animation. Overall, very versatile. The final combo, meanwhile, is Infernal Maelstrom, and is activated with the input of 2 pause 4. This one is by far my favourite of the bunch, using wide arcing attacks, striking out at enemies all around you with rapid hits, and finishing up with a pair of spinning kicks that either knocks down or even ragdolls anything that happens to be caught up in it. I love seeing this in action. It lets you lay down damage and status procs very quickly, and in the simulacrum even makes short work of a level 100 enemy. Although, in that example you don't really have to worry about other stuff shooting at you, so that's perhaps not the best example, but regardless, it is both fun and effective. Outside of the Atlantis Vulcan stance combos, it does come along with some other great benefits. The Ninkondi aerial attack comes out very fast and covers a wide arc around you, making it one of the easiest and most reliable aerial strikes in my opinion. The slide attack has a good travel distance with yet more multiple hits throughout the duration, making it great as an opener for pretty much anything. And the slam attack, while it doesn't do a lot of damage, does tend to knock enemies down in a reasonably wide area around you, opening them up for ground finishers. And best of all, the standing finisher attacks are motherfucking choke slams. Much fun to be had all around, I think. Modding the Ninkondi is reasonably straightforward, as with most melee weapons, with my personal obligatory set of mods with Pressure Point, Spoiled Strike, Life Strike, and Fury to bump up the base damage, provide health restore, and keep the attack rate on the level. After that, I like to add in Primed Reach, as it actually has been improved a lot as far as I can tell, and helps the Ninkondi's wide attacks reach even further. After that, mod for the elements appropriate for what you expect to face. I like having one dual stat element mod in there to bump up the status chance up to 56%. Thanks to the lack of physical damage and its rapid attacks, I don't feel like more than that is really needed, as at 56% you'll be getting off status effects approximately half the time, and it will largely be either one of two element status effects, so at that point you already have a good thing going on. I personally prefer to leave the other two elements as 90% mods to push up the damage output a little bit more. I really quite like these things. They're inspired by real world stuff, they look really nice, and the animations are again a ton of fun to watch and pull off. And even better, the stats for the Ninkondi aren't too hard to grab. Unlike, say, High Noon, Vermilion Storm, and Four Riders, which are fucking impossible. Not only that, but their rapid strikes with a high status chance and well-rounded moveset lends them to a good amount of character that leaves me feeling like these are really something fresh for melee weapons. Which is something I haven't quite felt since the Redeemer came out. Not that most other melee weapons were bad or anything, but this is actually new and kind of exciting. And most importantly, it's a lot of fun, while actually being a reasonably good weapon of choice. The Ninkondi aren't even that hard to grab themselves, with the most problematic materials being the two Argon crystals, and to fix that you only really need to run some void missions. The only major problem I can really say is that while channeling with Life Strike, because of how they deliver multiple hits quickly, you can end up draining all of your own energy if you aren't careful. But that's about it as far as I can see. It might not be top tier, exactly, but I can recommend these to anyone with a high degree of confidence. Thank you for watching my look at the Ninkondi. All comments are appreciated, and I hope to see you around next time. For more content, you can give a click down below to go to my video on some of the new Syndicate primary weapons with either the Synode Simulor or the Rakta Cernos. And as always, good luck, have fun, and take care.